Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna set my beef with starting town aside and I'm gonna try this version of Dark Jeskai. I got it from Shahar's latest video, the 2 times world champ. So I'm gonna see how playing was a pain land comes into play tapped, fast land, whatever you want to call it, in your control deck works out for me. I also gonna keep the teachings, see if these cards are not too slow, and I see Shahar made some tweaks. He's playing a copy of a Braid and Fire Magic in the main, only two, no more lies, so gonna see if I like these changes, how the deck plays out. You still have 27 lands. Yeah, a lot of you in the comments last time said they actually liked the teachings and they said they thought the starting towns were good. I had no issues the few matches I played, but my sample size was really low. So we'll see. And as far as the sideboard goes, um, same. Some of you were pretty high on High Noon plus the Sphinx combo and the Sphinx in general. So we're gonna try these cards. He has couple sweet one-ups too, and see how the deck plays out. I will say the one point I kind of liked was the Mistrized Village point. The way my games played out against Control, I thought that card would have been quite good. And as I said in the comments, answering in the comments, I think that card can be really good if Blue-White Control is popular, Jeskai Control is popular, and that the Blue-White Control decks are not playing Demolition Field, if they're just all in on Fountain Ports, which I think I've seen. I want to say most of the list just play 3 or 4 Fountain Ports and no Demolition Field, in which case I think that card goes really high in value. So yeah, for those of you who didn't see the other video, who've never seen the deck before, maybe that's where I should have started. Yeah, it's just Jeskai Control, your splashing black basically for defeat, and that card's been really impressive. You've got the good Jeskai cards, Helix, so you're kind of a controlled burn deck. And you've got the usual card advantage, removal, the nostalgia slash value of teachings that you can use to either get your win con, Jeskai Revelation, or a sweeper, a bit expensive, 6 mana to sweep the board. Now there's a fire magic too. You can get spot removal. You can, discard it to the region, discard it to random discard effect, I guess, or you can surveil it away if you get a little lucky. So yeah, I played 3 matches with my own version, and now I'm gonna try the starting town list and see if I like it. I actually started playing and recording that video a couple days ago, but in truly classic UI fashion, despite the fact I never want to play the play mode. I'm hiding it here. The little play mode, it kind of defaults, and I was like, okay, play mode, and there's ranked here, so it's like to the left, so it's like kind of tricks you. Maybe I'm just easy to trick, but yeah, let me know in the comments how many times you've, or if that's ever happened to you, and you started playing, you're like, oh, interesting deck my opponent's playing, not what I would expect on the ladder, and then a few minutes in, or in my case, it was second match in. Took me 2 matches to realize I was not playing in the ladder, even though it's pretty obvious, there's the. So yeah, that was funny. I got paired against Alright, pretty solid game. I got paired against Mono Black again. It was funny, I kind of got the same matchups. I got paired against Mono Black, which I beat, and then I got paired against Jeskai, who kind of lost game 1 and scooped, I think. I will say the few games I've played starting town was good for me. I had it in my opening hands a lot, which helps, and it was actually fixing my mana. I think 2 different spots, it was the white mana I needed. So yeah, so far so good. Alright. I know some of you maybe don't want to see more Izzet, but that's what I'm hoping to get paired against anyways. Get to see how the deck plays out. Bit of a slower hand, but I don't think you can mulligan, especially in the dark. So just gotta keep and hope for the best. I'm gonna play the Verge first. I'm not sure that made sense though. I'm not sure how that's gonna save me a point of damage ever. Alright, do they have the crazy follow-up? Looks like maybe mulligans to 6. Some matchups you can wait, some games you can wait. This is not one of these games. I guess I'll take that. I guess I should have played starting town. Yeah, that was all silly. Now I'm stuck with multiple dreams. Happy to bin that. Alright, looks like they're stumbling a bit. So what does that card do? All creatures... Oh, okay. All creatures lose all abilities until end of turn. That's actually relevant. It could save me buying a turn against Vivi Cauldron. Let's go again. Trying to make my way to 7 mana, but the Gelos is kind of tempting. Let's see. Defeat next turn. Into Ultima. I'm just gonna take the lands. Someone's gonna be like, well, yeah, Gav said starting town is bad, but then he doesn't play it on turn 2. You might have a point. You might have a point. I believe defeat doesn't get rid of yeah. I need to use it because if I don't do that now, I'm just dead to a Tursa if I sweep the board. Oh, I'd actually have it sandbagging. So they can have 6 mana. Okay. Damn. You're all right. Ultima being great here. Getting rid of the Cauldron. Amazing. Someone did make a good point that you have Helix and defeat at 2 and 4 and you know, that buys you time and you have time to Ultima. Counterpoint would be, you know, you do have a lot of lands that come into play tap, so even if you get turn 4 defeat, you might not have the 5th on tap lands. Alright, I'm gonna play this. This way I can Helix plus Dreams. Not sure how representative that game was. I didn't do much in the early game and my opponent stumbled. Yeah, the sig value from Dreams here. Alright, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Alright, I have no idea how I'm supposed to sideboard. And by that I mean, am I supposed to bring in High Noon? Assuming the rips are good, and then if you bring in the rips, you got Teachings and Dreams. Assuming Fire Magic's pretty bad. And then Surges for that matchup. 3 damage to target creature, destroy target non-artifact or artifact. Non-creature artifact, sorry. Negate 4 stories could be serviceable. Cauldron. Tidebinder could be good as well. I feel like they can just beat a High Noon though. Slows them down, but they're kind of okay playing a 1 spell a turn, especially if they have counter spells. Let me know if I'm supposed to bring in Heinun in this matchup. I don't think I'm going to, though. I might try with Jeskai Rev on the draw. I want all the cheap interaction, I think. And do I want the Tidebinders? It's everything in their deck, but no, yeah, it's probably good enough. Alright, I'm not gonna do High Noon, and I'm gonna trim a 3 steps ahead. That card's a little clunky. Might be better than Tidebinder, though. Well, I'm also only, I think, 3 matches away from Mythic. Alright, no split up mana, but decent draw. Alright, really hoping they don't have too many jukes to rip. Oh, props is obnoxious. It's kind of a juke on its own. I don't really want to get lost prop though. I'd rather just go after the creatures, I guess. Let's play a rip and see what happens. Yeah. They're like nice sideboard cards. Nerd. I guess color is not that great. Like a lot of the cards, yeah, especially once I've ripped a lot of their. Do I want the option to normalize something and take 2 damage for it? Let's do that. Oh wait, that turns on no more lies. Oh, perfect mana. Oh. Not a props. That's fine. They have 2 mana up. Alright, I'm gonna use the Get Lost here. I think that's fine. Well, I say that, that seems Score Scholar is gonna kill me, but it's not fine. I just need to try and preserve my life total. They don't have a second counter. Yeah, what did I cut for Tidebinder? I cut like 3 steps ahead. Teachings even would have been like kind of okay here. Now I'm probably just dead. I'll play it. I can. Oh, never mind. I can't attack first. They're gonna block. Well, no, they're probably not gonna block. Yep. Ooh. Let's see. I feel like the Time Minders are pretty good against Scholar and Tursa and FOMO and most of their cards. This guy had red would have not mattered. It would have been nice to have dreams, teachings. Maybe I want the dreams on the play at least. Maybe free steps that's just better than Tidebinder. Let's see. It almost feels like you have too much against Cauldron between a Braid, Surge, the Rips, Ultima. Not that these cards are like useless on their own or if they don't have Cauldron, but not the most efficient. I think Props is maybe the most annoying card out of this deck. It's just so good on its own with just creatures. Like this game's perfect example. I feel like the other stuff is, you know, more easy to deal with. The fact that Prop just cantrips is really rough. Oh, I have 2 consults. Okay, I was all worried when I saw the land situation, but should be fine. Especially if they don't have props. Oh, they do. Fortunate. Aw, oh, come on. Really? Just no land in my top 1, 2, 6 cards? Oh, silly. Can still win if I draw all lands. Maybe I should have taken defeat over get lost, honestly. And that's gonna be a huge Meko. I don't even know. I'm sure they have a spell pierce by now. Even if they don't, I'm just screwed. Oh, that was silly. It's like two games mana screwed, so if anything, yeah, I was not that far away. If anything, starting town would have been really good for me. These games, I mean, I guess here would have come into play tapped at the end, but that's kind of freak. Alright, let's try again. Just definitely ran good the other day in the free matches I played. I just never stumbled. I think I mulliganed maybe once in free games. I'm not even sure I did mulligan once. And I mean, what just happened in these games is just variance, not a knock against the deck. I mean, I guess in a way it's a knock against the fact that you're playing 4 color control, you know? That stuff's just gonna happen. There's no There's no way around it. You're just adding colors and stretching the mana a bit, so you better be sure these red cards and defeat are really worth it, but I've been impressed so far. Sanctuary turn 1, mulligan to 5. Is that the dragon build of mono reds? I think it might be right. That's Sarkhan and... Oh. Nova Hellkite, nice. That's a new one. 1 damage. Does that thing ever kill anything? Well, they get the treasure either way, right? Let's use no. Let's use the expensive one. Go up to 28. I wonder if that's why he's playing Dreams of Laguna, so you can teaching for dreams. You have something cheap to teach for, or just likes the cards. Not a bad card. Last Standard Pro Tour, someone made top 16 was Blue-White Control, and he was playing free Dreams of Laguna when everyone was playing, you know, stock ups, and well, he was also playing stock ups, but all right, it's not. I was like, sure. Take the 7 mana spell right away. I can't remember what the card draw of choice was in that deck. But yeah. Can like kill Mag that bounce one of the maps. That's great value. That lethal with Showdown. Not quite. Alright, good enough. Let's see, Authority. That one's easy. Surge, Bad Bolts, meh. Fire Magic, meh. Tidebinder, could be okay. Let's see, do I have bad cards? Really bad cards. Fire Magic seems really bad. And then maybe trim a teaching. A Sphinx is good. Doesn't strike me as super good. Doesn't block very well with free toughness. Okay. Unfair. Turn on 1-drop. Much better. Much better. Let's see if I can survive. Looking kind of grim. Ooh, that is good for me, I guess. In a way. Using the treasure. Spending their turn. It's kind of nice. Ooh, I really don't want to give them maps right now. Or ever, really. What does a special land do? Besides color screwing them in game 1. It's nice value. Yeah, I don't think Get Lost is... I mean, I could Get Lost and then Consult next turn. Yeah, I guess I should. I'm really allergic to giving maps to my opponents, but... just to maybe hope they don't hit lands. Post-combat Nemesis. Interesting. Smaller. Ooh, Hellkite Nemesis. The combo. Trying to think. Oh yeah, this and play Lich-Chi. Alright, let's get rid of Nemesis. Oh, I did that pre-combat. Now if they have a land, they can... Oh, that's a dragon. That's why they played it pre-combat. I was confused. Alright, surely this time I have an untapped land in my top 5 cards, right? Right, I was gonna try and take 2. Good thing I clicked the land first. Alright, well, let's start with Ultima. Yeah. Down to 2. I don't have 1 mana spells, right? And as far as sorcery spells, I do have Authority of the Console. It doesn't save me against Land Sanctuary, though. Alright, let's do that. There you go, and see what happens. Okay, I think that's fine. Just let it resolve. Never this creature spell. So I can cast that in their upkeep. Return Sanctuary. Kill the lizards. Take 1. Go back up to 5. But then the Hellkite's a problem. Alright, either way, I should do that with Kicker, I think. Untap land, and I'm assuming Helix is the call here. Defeat. Is defeat Helix better? Oh, why do I just casting the meringue? What's their counterplay? Cast the meringue, bounce both. I see I risk dying to burn spell, but that's could happen anyways. I like it. Do I do treasure and lizards somehow? Then I just die to a land. This is worse. I think Nemesis, I'm in kind of in trouble either way. Oh, I'm just dead? Oh no, it doesn't get haste. Okay. Okay, now I'm in the same spot, except I have Jeskai Rev. I guess I'll keep returning Sarkhan. I'll kill the lizards. And what does that do? Huh. Why didn't it just cast the dragon this turn to get to kill a token too? That's weird. That was a misstep. I should have done the math. It might have been lethal, actually. It might have been lethal. Lightning Helix phase, they're at 7. Defeat, they're at 4. Alright, it didn't really matter what I did last turn, to be fair. I could have all lands. Alright, we're back to Diamond 1. That dragon build is pretty cool. I don't know if it's better than playing the normal cards, but I do like the fact that you get to cast the white dragon easily, and the synergies of nice. Nova Hellkite's a pretty strong card too. Looks pretty strong on paper. Lots of damage. Could be a little clunky though. I'm not sure what's the go-to build for mono red players these days. That build's actually better, or it's just more fun and different. No blue. No blue, all card draw. Some all. I guess I'll keep Fire Magic. The card strikes me as all narrow, hasn't looked super great so far. The fact that we played against 2 creature decks and I'm like, yeah, that card doesn't look that great is okay, well, obviously then they play that and I'm like, oh yeah, Fire Magic says it's gonna be the best card ever. So on the one hand, I don't have land number 4 yet, but on the other hand, like, I think I'm willing to gamble just because my hand's so awkward. Go. Alright, so if I braid this, this becomes 2 toughness. Let's wait a bit. Like, they gain 2 damage, but the counter would have gained them damage anyways. Okay, they passed. I don't know why they targeted the 2-1 and not the 1-3 here. That did not make a ton of sense. Hopefully they play another recruit. Sentinel. Sentinel's a problem. Alright, so I think the line is Fire Magic for 1. Braid. No, I do not want to destroy target artifact. And I braid the Sentinel and hope they stumble a bit, hope I draw my lands. Get the river region because I felt like I was pretty far away from being able to cast my spells and I needed the extra boost. But I might end up losing just because land's going to be my next to top card and I don't have time to cast it. Or I can just draw it right on time and I'm going to be fine for at least a turn. Yeah, in hindsight, keeping the river region was pretty gamblish. Well, I knew it was pretty gamblish. Might have just been pretty bad, honestly. They finally made a green dummy that's good enough to play in Constructed. I played a game of Trap the other day. My opponent had Uroborid and Quantum Riddler, 2 mythics, and I think they're both like number 1 and number 2 in win rate. Or like 2 of the top 3, something like that. That's pretty good for them. Alright. Can't kill Imaga in response really, because then they just played a Uro and tag me for a lot of damage. Alright, at this point, I mean, if they don't do anything, I'd take it. I'm gonna take 6, and next turn I'm just dead. So I think at this point I just kill the Siren because that's what saves me the most damage, and hope I have untap land on top. Just saying, Day of Judgment looking awfully good right now. Creature loses all abilities, but they're already 7 power. That card go to combat. Okay. So I need them to break on land, and I need to draw painless untapped white. Why did it not break on land? They might be greedy and target Uro. Alright, it's 7 now. Alright, I'm dead. They have judgment. Sometimes 1 mana matters. Sometimes things don't go perfectly. Alright, fire magic seems decent. The surge? I think the surge not efficient enough. And then Timebinder looks like it could be good too. But trim the teachings. And I'm gonna trim a Jessica Rev. Just lower the curve basically. And then Authority of the Console is mostly good against creature decks that have haste creatures, especially against a deck like that that makes their monsters become huge. It's tough though. Sometimes Ultima is great. Sometimes you wish it was Day. I mean, as I said, I'll put the link for those who haven't seen the video of me theory crafting my builds. I thought it was interesting. I think people enjoyed it. I basically took a list from someone who played the deck a lot on Magic Online and had a few results with it, and without playing the deck, I just rebuild it how I think it should be built, just using, 25 years of building decks at a fairly high level, some might say. But it's always going to be give and take, right? That's what's so hard, but also so fun about deck building. That's pretty nice about Magic. There's commons, and sometimes you've got a rare, mythic, or whatever that's like strictly better than a common, but a lot of time you have just cards that do slightly different things. Alright, Groundhog is not scary. I think using 3 steps ahead on something like Sentinel that gives them card advantage is kind of nice. It's also have split up. It plays Vigilance plays kind of poorly and split up. Alright. I need to not just fall behind. I'm just gonna use a counter spell. I just don't want to fall behind. They might be playing Spell Pierce up their sideboards. I think that would make sense. Looks like it got priority. I'm not sure for what, but you want to be careful that not because you have the answers in hand, you don't want to use your counter. You still want to keep being efficient with your mana. Wait, I'm already down to 11 from 2 hits. Damn. Sentinel. It really looks like they have Spell Pierce in hand. Playing off curve. Highly suspicious. Not sacking the map. I don't want that Shard of Course to get countered. I'm just gonna defeat the Sentinel. Maybe have something like a Veil. Royal Treatment. There's an argument to main phase consult here. Let's see, I'm at 11. So worst case is they go Uro. I mean, worst case I'm dead because they go Uro, land, turn Uro into free power, sag the map, make it 4, and I take exactly 11. Maybe I should just defeat main phase, honestly. That's so little going on. That line's kind of dangerous if they have Uro and no other counter, though. Thing is, if I consult now and they just have a spell pierce or a stroke, I'm kind of dead on board. How much is that? 1 damage, 6 mana for 3 damage. And that card has not been very good for me. All these fancy one-offs, teaching targets. Not the greatest. You know what, I'm gonna consult. And I can just find untapped red, right, maybe? Or is it really worth it? It feels like I have to take lands. Wait. Was I in my instep? Oh, God. Well, that was interesting. Just couldn't make up my mind. Unfortunate. I wonder if they have cards like World Freedman and counters. I would assume so. Oh, that was really silly. I'm not a fan of Bushwhack usually, but I will say it's pretty nice here. You want to get 6 mana. Alright, -1 land and -2 life. Okay. Okay. I want this current play tab, but maybe I want the painless. I'm not gonna pay 2 for Sacred Founder anyways. Or I could play this and just consult for 1 cards. Yeah, I mean, that's the line. Or it would have been lethal for them here. Helix. I got Dreams. I mean, either one gets screwed by roll treatment, so I guess I'll just go with that one. Damn, that's a fast scoop. I mean, I have Dreams and 3 cards in hand, but... Alright. I feel like the Sphinx could maybe get them in these grindy games. Not the greatest against Imago, doesn't line up super well. Lines up well against some of their cards. All my other cards look much better though. Even silly Fire Magic. I mean, they're an elf deck and Pop At Recruit. Sounds good in theory. Oh, let's stick to the plan. Kind of scary matchup if they have treatment and counters. Their creatures will hit hard. Sentinel's kind of like dodges some of your removal and provides them with a ton of card advantage. They use the extra lands fairly well too. Not a bad hand. I feel much better if these two were just plain Day of Judgments, obviously, but tempting. I think I should kill it because of just turn 2 Sentinel. It's gonna own me this game. I mean, even turn 3 Sentinel is gonna be good, but slow them down a bit, or slow them down a lot. It's a close one with stock up in hand. Okay, so they have a Drowner. I think it's okay to hold the stock up here, or to hold the Consult. Nice. Let's take defeats. We're already at 5 mana. That's gonna take Consult though. I'm just cruising. Tons of inconsistent draws on both sides today, whether it was for me or my opponents. Get rid of that, and let's just play a land. Don't need another land for now. Yeah, people in Standard are just getting greedy. Whether it's this deck or the Mono Red Dragon deck. I don't like that blue-green deck, especially very greedy. Yeah, let's use Helix while we can. I even have another Helix if they have a trick. That's nice. Let's keep another defeat. Okay, just save the Helix for Uro. I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess. I have Sweeper. Yeah, I mean, this does feel like kind of matchup where if both players draw well, you should be pretty big favored. Especially since we didn't really see a counter spell yet. Oh, they hit a land. Okay, they're flooded. Yeah. They don't even know anything about my hand, and they just know. Oh, I had fun. All right, verdict. Verdict. Starting town, I'm still on the fence. It has seemed okay. Let's see, let's go in deck view modes. So, yeah. I'll show my list first, but you see, do have like 16 white, 19 blue, 14 red, 10 black. It's probably a little less than that because the fact that you have 4 starting towns mean that you're less good at turning on your Verge. So those numbers are a little deceptive. And how many lands does it have that comes into play tapped in the later game? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Also, maybe you could combine like the starting towns. Maybe not play 4. You know, it doesn't have to be a 4-0. Could be. I've seen lists was 1. I think I've seen lists was 2. Fire Magic. It was finally good this game. I don't think it really would have mattered, especially if it was a Day of Judgment. Final Showdown. The fact that that 2 mana ability to lose all abilities until end of turn. I could see that bailing you out against Vivi Cauldron for a turn. But you're still drinking a card just to buy a little time, so yeah, just I don't know, maybe Shahar has a beef against maybe I have a beef against Starting Town and Teachings, and maybe Shahar has a beef against Day of Judgment. Maybe he doesn't like the art, or but I think the list would probably benefit from that card. Yeah, I think I still like my streamlined version. The High Noons Sphinx I didn't really come up. The one thing I do like is Mistrise Village. I'll show you my very arrogantly named Jeskai fixed. So add the rip, add lower curve, add 2 Seam Rip, add 2 Day of Judgment, only 2 Jeskai Rev. I didn't have the Mistried Village, but I think I'll almost definitely try it. And no Starting Town. You see the mana is so Shahard had I think he had 19 blue, he had 16 white, 14 red, and 10 black. So yeah. I think if I had to pick right now, I'd still play my list. The sideboard I could see changing though. The sideboard I could definitely see changing. I could also see playing maybe a Dreams of Laguna over 3 Steps Ahead. That card's kind of cool, even though there's a slight number with Rest in Peace. But yeah, I think I want to play this deck more. Maybe what I'll do is I try and play this deck more off stream and get a little higher on the ladder, and when I feel like I have something to add, I'll do another video. I made on this channel. I got to a point where I can monetize the channel. So appreciate everyone who's been watching the videos. Keep keep asking questions if you have any. I try to check most days and answer the the most recent or two videos. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.